Real looks like he's really taking this seriously.
Uh-oh.
This is Evo Grand Finals for Real. Oh. Oh my God.
Early. Okay, oh, no.
Oh my God.
That might do it. Hold up. That's gonna do it. AK-72 has won the tournament. Shaking the rope.
Boards, he'll just get him off him. He gets the heal, gets himself back to single digits in percent, and then tries for the snooze and gets the kill off of it.
Yo, Hero, nice.
Go, Justin.
Ever since I could remember, I always loved video games. From elementary school to even now as an almost 20-year-old, games have been the one thing that's helped me get through so much in life. And as someone who couldn't fully connect with the outside world, they also gave me that creative outlook and comfort that I needed. But out of all the countless different titles and genres of games I've played throughout 11 years, nothing compares to the one genre that made one of, if not the biggest impact, on not just my experience gaming, but my life as well. Ever since I saw my first fighting game, I already knew that that was something I wanted to be a part of, but I felt I was never good enough to play any of them. So before even starting, I had already given up and just dropped the thought of ever playing them. Years went by, and I got preoccupied with other games, but I still had that weird feeling of emptiness I could never shake, until one day, I made the decision to finally get my first fighting game. Hopefully this video can show what I, and many others, experienced through learning fighting games, and maybe even persuade those interested to give them a try. Injustice 2, while being only 7 years old, was my introduction to fighting games. As expected by a middle schooler who didn't know what he was doing at the time, I button mashed. A lot. But that's normal. If you're still in the button mashing stage, don't feel bad. Everyone started there. Another challenge for me was that big online option. Now, you may be some sort of godlike gamer who can get into any online game on day one and immediately hit the ground running, but I just couldn't gain the courage to do it. My palms got sweaty and my heart would start racing like crazy. Looking back at myself now, I had this negative mentality of, rather than these being friendly matches with someone else in the world, I immediately thought the worst thing would happen, and that if I sucked at a game, that reflected my own self-worth. If you have the same feeling when playing a fighting game, or doing anything for that matter, stop. Take a break and realize you're way more than what you do or don't achieve. I played for a few months, but only played against bots 24/7. Unfortunately, that was as far as I got with Injustice. I hadn't really taken anything away from it besides some button mashing, and a feeling of being unworthy of online gameplay. But the next game I found years later taught me more than I truly realized. And in a way, started to really set a flame under me to start getting motivated into learning more. I bought MK11 2 years after its release. It was on sale and I decided, why not give it a try? Once starting the game, I could tell an immediate difference in comparison to Injustice 2. Whether it was between how much more smooth the animations were, or how the combos felt fluent, to even just the fact I had no clue who 90% of the roster was. After playing the story mode, I wanted to choose a main and actually learn how to play properly. And unlike Injustice 2, I went on YouTube and did some research, and I was overwhelmed immediately. All the terminology and phrases were confusing for me. Words like reversal, wake up, backdash were all so foreign and made no sense. But after a while, I finally started to understand certain key concepts and build off of them. For anyone who does want to learn more about specific terms or phrases for a fighting game, I highly recommend checking out the Fighting Game Glossary. This would have saved me so much time if I had knew about it back then. While looking for combo guides and tutorials, I stumbled onto something that would change my perspective on fighting games, and gave me more optimism for the road ahead.
Game number 1! Oh, no break, not enough! False block. This is still one hit for Pernicious.
What? He didn't! He just believed! Why would... I can't believe he actually did that!
What's the decision gonna be? Is Rewind gonna risk a wake up? No, but still gonna keep... Arrow reaction is gonna keep the United States alive!
Anti-air as clean as they come!
Becoming a twin offline.
And you can see how much this means to the people in the crowd.
The first time I saw pro-level gameplay for MK11, it was love at first sight. Seeing players at the top of their game hitting combos for half their opponent's health bar, highlight reels of insane pop-offs and clutch moments, seeing crowds of people from all backgrounds coming together and getting hype over games. That was something that really made me want to join what I later found out to be the FGC. For those who don't know what the FGC stands for, it stands for the fighting game community. The FGC is built off of smaller communities for all sorts of fighting games, so there's definitely a place just right for everyone. I wanted to belong to this massive community of players, so I decided I would learn as much as I could so that I could say that I had a rightful place in it. After finally learning a decent amount of things for my character, I set out to do something I never would have imagined I'd do. I took a deep breath and queued up for an online match. And to my surprise, I got washed. But I learned something valuable that day. First, I learned that if I lose, so what? Nothing happened. Yeah, my ego was hurt, but there was no lasting effect. Second thing I learned was that even if you think you've learned everything for your character, you haven't. There's always room for improving your gameplay. It doesn't mean you suck at the game or that you should drop any hope of getting better, just that there's always another higher level that you can achieve. So I continued playing online matches. I played MK11 for quite a while and even started making content out of learning new characters. I also met some players who later became good friends, and I still talk to this day.
Me and Faza, it's just some friendly competition here, right? It's just some friendly competition. At the end of the day, you know,
Here's Onaga, the deceiver.
we're cool with each other, right? Right, man?
Of course, bro. Of course.
Of course.
After a few months, I called it on MK11. I started feeling a bit burnt out and wanted to take a break. Little did I know that 2 years from then, the game that would change everything for me would be announced. Street Fighter 6 was the first fighting game that I 100% took seriously. I got the game the week it launched and immediately headed to training. Like MK11, I found the characters that worked for me and started looking for combos. After a while, I went into online and, as expected, I got whooped. But rather than getting butthurt or blaming the game for my loss, I had this feeling of it being a skill issue rather than a game issue.
He earned no hits, literally 0 hits earned, and he wins the whole set. Fuck you and your mother. You fucking suck.
Street Fighter 6 has easy access to watch replays of your previous games, so I decided I'd watch my last game and see where I went wrong. I noticed I could do the bread and butter combos I learned, but I would always follow through with it even when the opponent was blocking. This caused an opening in my attack that my opponent could then punish and get some good damage off of. I also noticed that I was very uncomfortable with playing mid-screen and didn't know what to do when not directly in the corner. So I wanted to fix these issues. Thankfully, I found a great channel that helped me not only for Street Fighter, but even fighting games I got in the future. Shout out Diaphone. Fast forward a few weeks and I finally started learning more practical techniques to use. I knew about playing the neutral, hit confirming, started learning good fundamentals, and I even could read frame data finally. Street Fighter was the game that took me to the level I thought I had no chance of getting to. After everything I learned and the countless casual matches I played, for the first time in my fighting game journey, I wanted to test my chances in ranked. The way Street Fighter 6's ranking system works is, you have to complete 10 placement matches in order to get placed in a rank. The more you win, as well as how you win, can dictate your placement rank tremendously. Highest you can get from placements is Diamond 1, the second highest rank, and after 10 grueling matches, I finally got my rank. I hit Platinum. I was genuinely impressed and surprised with myself that I was placed where I was. Going from being afraid to matchmake online to being Platinum and seeing myself on the leaderboard made me feel a sense of accomplishment and gave me the confidence I was lacking. What made it even better was out of my 10 placement games, I won 9 in a row, only losing my final game to a Diamond player, who by the way was very nice and gave me some pointers. After hitting Platinum, I started branching out to others who played Street Fighter as well. I've met so many great people in just only a small portion of the FGC doing so, and I'll have memories of them that I'll never forget.
Oh, that's gonna hurt, bud. That's gonna hurt my face.
Looking back now, it's honestly amazing how someone with social anxiety was able to find so many friends and feel comfortable through the passion we all feel and have for the love of fighting games.
So, oh man, gonna end the night with a perfect, huh? Damn. Well, good games.
I even got to experience watching EVO for the first time with friends and finally feel just a fraction of the love the FGC has to offer.
The level 1 cleans it up, and he stays alive in the losers bracket 3-2, taking out Kakadu from the brink of defeat.
Of all the fighting games I've played, Street Fighter 6 has done so much for me and will forever have a place in my heart. My next game was the newest installment to the Mortal Kombat franchise, MK1. Now, as of the recording of this video, this is, in my opinion, my least favorite of the two I've played. When I first started the game, I had way more knowledge than I did at the start of MK11, but the game had changed. It felt slower, and having just came from playing Street Fighter 6, the more patient playstyle just felt off to me. Not to say that I didn't enjoy the game, but the game felt like it was missing the fun aspect of it. No mercies, no friendships, no crossplay. It just felt like MK11 but without the enjoyable features of it that made me want to play it for so long. It just became a poking simulator, and even winning matches didn't make me feel accomplished as the previous one did. Everything felt sluggish and repetitive to the point I just found myself on autopilot to just grind for mastery points. My friends that I met years back in MK11 didn't even bother playing it when it was released. Even though I wasn't fond of the game, I still learned to be more patient, and the game really helped me to adapt more consistently in my fights. But I don't know, it's a rather controversial topic right now, and I'm just putting in my 2 cents on the game. I've already had it deleted for a few weeks now, and I'm not really missing it.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts, heaven, or hell.
After MK1, I downloaded Guilty Gear. Or should I say re-downloaded it. I originally bought Guilty Gear a few weeks after EVO 2023, but when I started playing the game, I had a bad first impression. Now just know around this time, I was pretty much just starting my Street Fighter journey as well, and I didn't have the full positive learning mentality I have now. Unlike all the games I had played before, I for some reason couldn't get the hang of doing combos. Even blocking had a skill gap I was desperately trying to figure out. I originally tried playing Bridget because that was the character that initially piqued my interest and made me want to play the game. Plus, while waiting for the Street Fighter 6 final at EVO, I watched the Guilty Gear tournament and was immediately drawn to it. I felt Bridget's combos were confusing, especially for my relatively limited experience and small brain. Looking up guides and tutorials only made me more frustrated, because I saw so many players saying Guilty Gear is a great introduction to fighting games, but I was just struggling to even Roman cancel properly for combo extensions. So I deleted the game and went back to learning Street Fighter. But when the newest DLC character to Guilty Gear was announced, 2 of my friends got the game, and it made me give Guilty Gear another try. Instead of playing Bridget, I looked through the roster and chose Nagoriyuki and Baiken to try and learn. Thankfully, with the help of more Diaphone videos, and also being able to learn a new fighting game alongside my friends, I started to understand Guilty Gear more and find genuine enjoyment from it. Being able to face the challenges of learning a new fighting game with the new mentality I had obtained from playing Street Fighter made me optimistic about my skills later on in the future. The problem I had in the beginning was that instead of pacing myself and learning the basic fundamentals needed, I was rushing to become intermediate at the game and comparing myself to other new players. If you're new to any game, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace, some faster than others. It's just a part of life. Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising is the current game I'm playing. With all the skills I've learned throughout my journey in fighting games, transferring to this game was actually easier than I had expected. I already know the basic mechanics of the game and immediately set out to just play for fun and do my best. I still get overwhelmed at times hitting the matchmaking button, wondering who I'm going to meet on the other side, but I have confidence now that I can get through anything that the game has to offer. Just like Street Fighter, I'm currently working on my rank. And as of this recording, I'm already C rank and have a nice spot on the leaderboard. I'm maining a character named Charlotta, and she's really fun to play. Her mid-screen and corner combos are perfect for what I was looking for in a character, and the overall feel of her playstyle is great. Being able to go from one fighting game to another and have the basic fundamentals and understanding, even though it could be made from a completely different company, is something that I don't see in other genres, and that's what I really appreciate about fighting games and just the mechanics of them as a whole. To conclude, fighting games have done something for me that no other genre has. They helped me grow not only in the games I've played, but also taught me life lessons that will help me for years to come. Whether it be to never give up when faced with challenges no matter the odds, not to compare yourself nor the speed of your progress to others, or that your failures don't dictate who you are as a person or your value. Thanks to fighting games and the FGC, I was able to connect with great people from all different walks of life through the love and passion of competition. There are so many amazing people with such unique stories and experiences that made them who they are today, because of this genre and its amazing community. I asked one of my good friends, Keyguin, what his advice would be for those who want to get into fighting games, or even want to join the FGC.
Just try it, Wookie. When I tell you, and again, I'm making this short because I really don't want this to be about me. Like, I went out to the tournaments, and even though I don't speak to everyone like all the time non-stop, it's like just being in that environment of people that share the same interests as you and want to get better and just have fun and have better games with each other. It's such a dope feeling. It really makes you feel at home. Like, everyone's there just to have a good time and chill out with each other. Like, no one's really gonna be on your case about, oh man, this guy really sucks. Like, this nigga sucks. Well, one nigga did, but I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Like, he threw the vibe off for everyone, and that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, some people are like that. Some people are like, I don't know about this guy, but all the real players, all the real fighting game players are there to just have fun and just chill and enjoy the things we love doing together. You can go in with little knowledge of a game, with little knowledge of the players of anything, and someone will be there to help you out. And that's just a community, dude. Like, I can't see that in like a shooter community. Like, I don't see that in the Call of Duty community. I don't. It's a lot of tryhards, it's a lot of sweats. It is. And the difference, like, it's just such a bigger, it's a closer net. That's why I love fighting games so much, bro.
Tekken 8 is around the corner, and I've been thinking about trying it out as my first 3D fighting game. I've also been thinking of entering a local tournament, possibly in the future, but I still have a long way to go. Whatever I encounter along the way, though, I know that no matter what, I'll be enjoying myself. And the thought of meeting new friends and being able to forge new memories with them will always encourage me to break out of my comfort zone, forget about my social anxiety, and be able to be a part of such a wonderful group of people and their beautiful community.